Dayton Arena. This is a mic check for the press conference feed at University Dayton Arena.
Yeah. All right, here are the satellite coordinates for tonight. The format is 1080i, data rate 11.914, symbol is 7.2, FEC is 5/6, MPEG 420. The modulation is DVB-S2 QPSK. Audio channels 1 and 2, pilots off. Momentarily, we will be joined by the head coach of Radford, Mike Jones, as well as 3 student athletes from the Highlanders, Carleek Jones, Travis Fields Jr., and Ed Polite Jr. We ask that you silence your cell phones and mobile devices during the press conference. There's no flash photography or video recording allowed, but you can use the AV sites straight across the hall, across the tunnel. When asking a question to our student athletes, we ask that you please direct your question to a specific student athlete. You can find transcripts of this press conference at ncaa.com/transcripts. And as far as post-game procedures for the locker room, when the winning team comes up, so tonight Radford, their locker room is then open after the cooling off period. And then when we had the losing team come up here, LIU Brooklyn, at that point, LIU's locker room was open from that point for about another 15 minutes roughly. So first, Coach, if you'd like to start with an opening statement, you can, and then we'll open the floor.
Good to see you.
Questions, you too.
Well, first and foremost, all the glory goes to God. He just continues to bless our lives, but my life. Great college basketball game. We knew it was going to be tough. You know, those guys are very talented scorers, and for our team to hold that group to 61 points is really a testament to the kind of defense we've been playing here toward the end of the year. When it mattered most down the stretch, our defense got better and better, which we've seen for several games. And, you know, I'm just really proud of these guys and happy for them to be able to say that no team in Division I history at Radford's won 23 games and they're champions. So just really proud of these guys for their accomplishments, and hopefully there's more for us to do.
All right, questions for our student athletes only at this point. Right here on the right.
Ed, what was the key defensively for you guys tonight, do you think?
We knew they're a fast-paced team, so we knew our transition defense had to be on this point.
Yep, back left, Tim.
Yeah, Carleek, you guys, the guards, kind of like took over this game at times tonight. What was that the point? I mean, to get after these guys?
Definitely. It's usually our bigs that's, you know, like for instance, rebounding and, you know, taking charges. But today it was mostly the guards that were taking charges, and also us guards helping rebound in the paint.
Right here on the right again. In a white shirt.
Travis, you kind of had a little microwave moment there with scoring some points, 27-7 on bench points. How key was that, and how much of a point of pride do you take in kind of outscoring a team like that?
I just tried to bring whatever I could to help the team out. Like, appreciate my guys for giving me the looks I got. But as far as the bench points, I know I speak for the whole bench when I say, like I said, we just try to do anything to help the game out, help these guys out, bring the same energy that they start the game with.
Right here and right again.
Yeah, Ed, just thinking about some foul trouble and some guys, big guys off the bench really had to play big inside for you guys too. Devontae played a lot. Bolstad got in there even. Just how big was that for you guys too?
I trust that every player on our bench is going to come in and get the job done. So if we know that Randy Phillips is going to get in foul trouble, Devontae is going to come in and bring that same energy he brings. And if he gets in foul trouble, we know Darius Bolstad is going to come in and bring that same energy. So our bench really helps us because we go at each other in practice, which betters each other every day.
Yep, here on the right.
Carly, it looked like you had a pretty large fan club in the stands. Do you have any idea about how many you had here, family and friends, and also what did it mean to you to play that kind of game in front of a home?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you how many off my head, but I know it was a good amount. I know I've received multiple text messages from friends and family telling me they would be in attendance, and it's just big to be able to come back home and perform in front of my family and friends that haven't been able to see me play, and it's been a good feeling.
Yep, here on the right again.
Ed, what's the feeling to do something that a Radford team has never done and win an NCAA tournament game?
It's huge, it's a blessing to be able to play with these guys and be a part, make history with my fellow teammates and coaching staff. So it's an amazing feeling right now.
Yep, back right.
Carly, what do you think about playing Villanova now going forward?
I'm hyped about it. Right now, it's not really much I can say. I'm just happy we got this win, and I'm looking forward to playing them.
Yep, back left, Tim.
Yeah, Curly, they're late. You got kind of trapped in the corner there and threw a ball down court that they intercepted, number 3. Drives back, and all of a sudden, 32, what's his name? I forgot his name. Randy Phillips comes out of nowhere and blocks it. How big of a moment was that in that game? I think it was still like a 6-point game at that point.
I looked at it as he had my back. I seen him open for a split second, but I was in the trap, so I thought he was still open. I threw the ball. It was a bad decision, but I appreciate him hustling back down the floor, and he got a key blocking. It was a good stop for us.
Got time for one more. Here on the aisle, last one, on the right.
Yeah, Ed, Coach mentioned your defense. You guys were trying to build the lead throughout that second half. It seemed like they came back 2 or 3 times to get it down maybe into a 1-possession game. What was it about your defense in the second half that didn't let them get over the hump?
We remained calm, basketball is about a game of runs, so we know they're a good team, they're going to make shots, so we just had to remain focused and go with the game plan, and that's the pressure them, even though they're a fast-paced team, and don't give them no easy baskets and guard with all 5 players on the court. They like to play ISO basketball.
Ed, Travis, and Carly, thank you for your time. Good luck against Villanova. All right, we'll open the floor for questions for Coach Jones. Yep, here on the right.
Mike, this building has served you well in your career. What's the feeling after this one? How does it compare to the first one? Any different feeling this time?
It feels great. It felt great that time. When I walked back in for our practice yesterday, it was familiar. Walking down the steep incline there to come into the media area and the locker room, so it felt good. It was like that warm, fuzzy feeling, man, of coming home. And I knew that it was going to be a good thing for our team to play in the first 4. It's a lot of people look at it. I got a couple texts and people's like, "Oh, that's messed up. They put you in the first 4," and I was like, "Are you kidding? That's awesome." First of all, Dayton's such a great city. They run a great event. They make you feel like kings. We had guys came down for breakfast, and there was a guy playing a bagpipe downstairs, and people with streamers and yelling. I mean, you feel like a king for a second, man. So it's a great experience to come and play here. So, it felt just as good as the first time.
You're on the right.
Yeah, Coach, about your bench, you played, I think, 11 guys the first half. You played 12 altogether, I think. Talk about your strategy of playing a lot of guys tonight, really from the outset of the early part of the game.
Well, it wasn't necessarily our intention to go that deep, but, foul trouble precipitated us playing Darius a little bit. But, Our bench has been our strength all year. We said coming into the season that it was either going to be a strength or a weakness. At times it's been a weakness because guys want to play, and I'm the Grim Reaper. I'm the one that puts them in or doesn't put them in. And so we had some tough times during the year, but the second half of the season, it really became a strength. Those guys are good players. They pushed our primary rotation, our top 5, top 8 guys in practice every day, and the competition level was high. So they really became a strength. And so if you look at the stats from the year, our bench has probably outscored the other team bench by hundreds of points. I mean, it's a stat that I see every day. So we know when we bring somebody off the bench, they're more than capable. And, they came up big tonight.
Yep, here in the alley again on the right.
Yeah. Also, with Fields, 3 straight games in double figures for you guys, tied his season high tonight. What's been going great for him?
He's a winner. That's number one. He won 3 straight state championships. His senior year, he hit the game winner. And he just believes that he's going to be a part of a winning team. And we've got a lot of guys in the locker room that were part of high school teams that went further than their high school team had ever gone before or won state championships. So we got, I think, a winning pedigree in that locker room. And, he will let you know that he's won more than anybody else on our team. And so, he's just got a lot of confidence, man, and tough-nosed kid. I'm just really blessed to have him on my team.
Here on the right.
It looked like Christian had a couple charges that he drew that sort of got the bench fired up there. You said that you felt the defense got better as the game went on. What do you feel like got better from your group there?
Well, we talked about that they're such a dribble drive team, and they get to the foul line, and we had 9 or 10 fouls by like the 10-minute mark. So we knew that if I think we attempted 3 charges in the first half and got maybe 1 or 2 of them. And we told the guys at halftime, hey, man, step in there, sacrifice your body, and take some charges. And we knew those were going to be momentum plays. And the guys know how big of a momentum swing those plays are. It goes from 2 or 3-point play to now they're guys in foul trouble, and it's our ball going the other way. So that's been a big part of our season, and it was a huge part in the second half. And CB, man, that dude, he just finds a way to make winning plays down the stretch. I trust him and love him so much.
Tim, last one here on the left.
Thank you. Yeah, Coach, on Hernandez especially, 0, I think he was their leading scorer going in, averaging 20, and I think y'all held him to 8. Just specifically, what was sort of the plan, I guess, to neutralize him?
Well, he's a problem, man. He is a major problem. He's so strong, and he can score in a variety of ways. He gets to the free throw line. So we knew we weren't going to shut him out, He had 32 in their championship game and just, willed their team. And, when he hit that shot at the end of the first half, we told our guys, hey, understand now he's coming at you with both barrels blazing in the second half. And so, we just tried to make it tough on him. I thought Donald did a really good job of, fighting him for position. He got some fouls. He ended up fouling out, but, he left everything on the floor fighting him for position. We tried to, commit extra bodies to him. We tried to load the box and make sure that, like in football, that, there's a lot of bodies in there when he's trying to get a bucket. So, but, it's impossible to stop him, but I thought we made him work for everything, and, we got just enough stops that we needed.
Mike, thank you. Good luck against Villanova.
Thank you all very much.
We're now being joined by the head coach of LIU Brooklyn, Derek Kellogg, as well as Blackbird student-athletes Julian Batts and Jay Sean Augusto. Derek, if you'd like, you can start with an opening statement.
Well, I just wanted to let the guys know, and the administration and staff at LIU, how proud I am of our team to battle through some adversity throughout the year and continue to push and fight forward with a really great group of kids who represented our university at the highest level. We didn't come away with a victory today, but I thought we played our hearts out. I thought they gave everything they had, like they did all season long, and I'm just happy to be a part of this LIU family and head coach this team for the season.
Questions for our student athletes only. Yeah, in the back left, Tim.
Deshaun, you guys actually took the lead in the second half and stuff. Just from that point on, what do you remember about this game, about it slipping away?
I mean, we needed to bring energy from the start. They came with energy. We came with a little energy, but they hit us with the first punch. So they was ahead for majority of the game, and then we brought a different type of energy, and that's when we got up. Then we kind of slipped back down, and they got ahead.
You're on the right.
As far as they ran a lot of guys, they had some foul trouble, but they ran a lot of guys at you, Did that a factor at all, just their depth? What did you think about that?
Jason, can you answer that, please?
Jason, yeah.
I mean, you're talking individually?
Just
or
in general, their team being deep and playing a lot of guys, and did that wear you down at all, or how did you feel about that?
For me, I never get down. I'm pretty composed. You never know what I think. You never know what's going on in my head. But, I try to play to my best ability and try to bring our guys up. And they hit shots. We hit shots towards the end, and that was the difference. They stayed the same the whole game. They was hitting shots.
Back left, Tim.
I'm going to keep asking you questions, Sean, but you got that interception there with about, a couple of minutes left, and I think the score was like 6-point difference. You drove the other direction, and all of a sudden the guy comes over the top and blocks it. Just what do you remember about that play, and did it kind of take something out of you guys?
I mean, I was trying to get a foul. I thought there should have been a foul call, but obviously the refs didn't call it. They came down after that. I think they might have scored, but that gave them a lot of energy, that block.
Any further questions for our student athletes? Yeah, sure, Tim. Back left.
Both of you guys, Julian, did y'all like how it kind of dissolved into, it looked like a battle of the guards out there? And was that, in some respects, fun to play?
Yeah, it was fun, but, I mean, when I have Jay Sean on my right, I think that us two, no one compares to us. That's just the confidence that we have in each other. And but it was definitely fun. Just sucks we couldn't come out with a win.
Jay Sean.
No, I mean, I like battling. So if the other guard's going to bring something, I'm going to bring something back. And like Bat said, me and him are always together. Minds is connected, so.
Any further questions? All right, Julian and Jay Sean, thanks for your time. Congratulations on your season. Questions for Coach Kellogg? Yep, here in the aisle on the right.
Derek, I think it was the last 6:47 or so. You guys had no shots made from the field. Was there something they did different defensively late that kind of clamped down on you, or is there just
I think they're a very good defensive team, well coached. We were getting to the free throw line a bunch there, and I thought we missed a couple easy layups. Joel had a nice one that he just didn't put in, and then you mentioned earlier Jay Sean's push there. So nothing that they did that they hadn't been doing all game. We just missed a couple easy shots that had normally been going in. And I thought we went on a nice run leading up to that point. And then we kind of stalled a little bit, mostly on the offensive end of the floor.
Here, back right in the aisle.
Yeah, their coach just talked about how concerned he was with your dribble drive offense and your transition. What were they able to do to to keep you from being too successful at that?
Well, I thought they did a nice job grinding it out on the offensive end of the floor and kind of taking time off the clock to where we couldn't get moving. And then they did a good job of clogging the paint. The big kid, Phillips, never really left the paint defensively, which meant we took a lot of threes from our 5 men. And so I thought they paid attention to detail on keeping Hernandez out of that scoring area and making our guards shoot some pull-ups and threes. You know, in the games this year where, you know, we've shot a low percentage from 3 and missed free throws are the games that we really didn't kind of come out the way I'd like to come out. So that was kind of the double-edged sword tonight in throwing 15 turnovers that helped kind of give them a little boost there.
You're right.
Yeah, they again they're depth, playing a lot of guys. What factor do you think that was in the game?
Well, we played 7 or 8 ourselves, and I think that's kind of with the 2.5-minute timeouts and, you know, the breaks that you get in the NCAA tournament game. It doesn't play as much of a factor as maybe during regular season, but I thought their size of big guys that they were throwing at us, you know, affected us some. Some where we defensively they got a couple easy ones late, and then on the offensive end they were able to pack the paint a little bit because they had more fresh bodies moving around. So I thought it had something to do with it, but I wouldn't say that was you know, the end-all be-all to why we came out on the losing end.
Tim?
Yeah, Coach, Hernandez, is that his, I don't know if frustrated is the right word because he didn't seem really frustrated, but is that as good a job as anybody's done on him this year defensively?
I think so. Maybe not the whole year, but definitely coming down the stretch. You know, I thought they did a nice job of clogging up the paint on him when he got in there, of kind of walling up on him with the 4 and the 5 man when he drove to the basket. And, you know, he just missed some threes that he had been making as of late. And so some of it was their defense, some of it was he just missed some plays that I live with as a coach. You know, he has a lot of rope and autonomy out on the floor, and, you know, when he's gone on some of those 30-point runs, we've been very successful, and when he's not scored it to that level, we've struggled some.
Front right.
Derek, not to get too big picture or anything, but, you know, having come in where things were a year ago and to lead them to the NCAA tournament and everything, how you guys did this year, how do you feel about the foundation you've kind of set up for the years to come?
You know, I feel very grateful to be the head coach at LIU Brooklyn and to have this opportunity. I'm very grateful for the team, and I let them know in the locker room how excited I was to coach this team every year and, you know, be the head coach here. And I'm looking forward to working with the guys that are coming back, the returnees, and adding some recruits and kids that are sitting out to hopefully once again get back to the NCAA tournament. And I'd like to win one of these times, you know. So I'm just, like I said, I'm excited to be the head coach here. I feel grateful to be here, and I'm looking forward to building a program and trying to be in a position where every year we can compete for a championship.
Any further questions? Derek, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.